Hello, hello. I'm Wendy Jo, and I am back today with Marketing 101. So, this is probably the one topic that I get asked about the most because we talk about all these different ways to earn passive income. And unless you are on Etsy and are opted into their paid ads, then your stuff isn't getting out there. And marketing is so important because, you know what, I need to make my screen smaller so that I can actually see my notes, because I actually took notes for this one. Normally I fly by the seat of my pants. That is how I operate. But for today's video, I wanted to make sure that I stayed concise and to the point with you guys. So, Marketing 101. So unless you're using Etsy's paid ads and selling everything on Etsy, nobody's probably going to know that you have anything for sale unless you're marketing it somehow, right? And I think the problem with explaining marketing is it is not a one size fits all answer. And people don't like that. I've had a few people on my channel be like, okay, that didn't really tell me anything. And I felt like I had bared my soul to you of exactly how I market, because for me, it really is as simple as creating content on YouTube, on TikTok, on Pinterest, and just putting it out there for the world and counting on the right people seeing it. Like, I know who my market is, and so I just, that's just me. But I'm going to break it down for you guys today. I've got 5 simple steps that we're going to go through, and I'm going to break each of those down into the little details of those steps. So hopefully you can walk away from this with a better idea of how to market yourself. So if you are just getting started and you have not even figured out what in the world you're doing, then I always forget it's mirror image. Right here, you can go check out the playlist of getting started, earning passive income, a whole bunch of different ideas. On this channel, I go into detail on everything from business ideas to how to set up a website, how to get your domain name, how to do all the little things that are behind the scenes that if you're starting with little to no money, then this is the channel for you, because I'm going to explain all the ways that you can do workarounds and get it for cheap or free. So, the reason for that is I'm a mom of 5. I've worked for myself for 25 years and have had to adapt through the years as, social media became a thing and everything kind of started moving more online. So I went from selling in physical, like flea markets and craft shows, to going strictly online now. And so it's been a wild ride and I've learned a lot, and that's why I want to share it with you guys. So hopefully you can get started too. All right, so let's jump into it. First, what is marketing? So marketing is simply getting your products or your services in front of the right audience. That is marketing, is letting people know what you have to offer and why they should buy it and where they can buy it and how they can buy it and who should buy it. That is marketing. Like, you're answering the 5 questions right there. What it is that you're selling, who it's for, where they can get it, how it works, and why it's so awesome, and when they should get it, like right now. Like, they should get it right now. You want to create that urgency, right? So that is marketing. It's drawing in that crowd. It's throwing your product out there and then pulling in those people that are the prospective buyers. So that's what marketing is. And so once you know that aspect of it, then you've got to look at who you are marketing to. So this is your second thing. So one is, what is marketing? Number 2 is, who are you marketing to? So there's a lot of back and forth on this. Should you niche down? Should you not niche down? And I think it just kind of depends on the person, really. I'm very big about niching down, and here is why. I can't reach the entire world of billions of people with what I have to offer, at least not in a targeted way. If I'm just throwing something out there, it's not even for everybody. Like, there's a whole age group of people that wants nothing to do with what I sell. There is a whole, group of people that they just don't want anything to do with what I have to sell. And so, niching down in what you're selling will help you get off the ground. And it's not to say that you can't open up more niches as you go, right? But if you want to focus your products around people who love plants, then focus your products on people who love plants. And therefore, you're going to market to people who love plants. You're not going to market to people who, I don't know, love whales. I mean, maybe people who love whales also love plants, but your chances of selling a product to people who love plants versus people who love whales, if the products you sell are all about plants, it's probably a lot higher conversion rate over here in the people who like plants, right? So know who you're marketing to, niche down, at least when you're getting started, niche down to some very specific targeted products and targeted people. So like if you're going into t-shirts, you literally could go 1,000 different directions with t-shirts and you might get lucky. It's like throwing 100, ping pong balls and there's one hole out here and just throwing them all out there and hoping that one of the ping pong balls lands in the hole. But if you take 5 ping pong balls and you purposefully shoot each one at the hole, your chances of it going in the hole are a whole lot better than just throwing 100 of them out there. And then you've wasted 95 of them where you could just throw 5 directly at the hole and hopefully get a couple of them in, right? I hope that makes sense. So know who you're marketing to. So who is your audience? Who's going to buy your product? And this is why it kind of goes hand in hand with niching down on what you're selling, because you're creating journals. Again, you could create just a whole bunch of random journals, or you could be known for a very specific style of journal, a very specific art form or something like that goes on your covers, a very specific, area. So it will be easier to market that product because you know who's going to buy a journal with a cow on it, right? I mean, you can at least have an idea. You know who your market is. So knowing your market is so important. So that's the who. So we've covered what is marketing, and now we've covered who we're marketing to. And now we're going to go into the where are you marketing. So I feel like maybe this is where a lot of the confusion happens, is where to market, like how to get it out there. And probably the reason there's a lot of confusion around it is I personally do all of the free things. And I'm going to get into that in step 4 in how you market it. But where you're marketing is also super important. So some of the ideas for where to market. Pinterest is my number 1 recommendation. It is something I got into and then kind of got away from. And I really I feel like I missed a huge opportunity because I was one of the early people on Pinterest, but I didn't utilize it the way it needed to be used. And so I probably will do another video that goes more in depth into Pinterest marketing. I've done some little ones here and there, but I really want to do an in-depth look at that because I actually just started a new business Pinterest that is all just trainings like this, because I wanted to separate it from my other business where I was actually selling products. I wanted it to be separate from each other. I don't really hide what I sell from you guys. It's just, it is what it is. Like, people know or they don't. So Pinterest is my number 1 recommendation. You can do paid ads on Pinterest. You can do free marketing on Pinterest. I love free, but you can do paid on there. TikTok is my second recommendation. Google, other social medias, and then of course there's Etsy, which Etsy is kind of like your one-stop shop. So we sold on Etsy for 17 years and we made thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on Etsy. And we ended up leaving because they made us last year. We used a tag in a product that was not copyrighted when we used it, but somebody copyrighted it after we had used it. And we had hundreds of listings. So it's not something where I would have immediately been like, oh, that's been copyrighted. I should go take that out of my tags. It was not in the title of a product. It was not in the description. It was in a tag. But if you searched that tag, it would pull up our product. And it was very, very popular line of products. And so a big company came after us on Etsy and targeted us. Now, you could go out there and see the very same search term used over and over and over again by all kinds of other businesses, but they targeted us. And they went in and found where we used those tags on every product, and they made separate claims on every single product. And you know what? We took them, like as soon as we saw that there was a flag, we're like, oh, we're so sorry. We took them down. We actually wrote a letter to the company and said, hey, we're a small business. We see that you're targeting us. We didn't say it necessarily that way. We were very nice about it. We're like, look, Etsy's going to shut us down if you keep doing this. We've removed everything. This was not copyrighted whenever we first started listing them. And obviously the idea itself, the products were not a stolen idea. They were our own ideas. But because we used that tag, they just targeted us over and over and over again. They said no. They said, nope, sorry. Not even sorry. Like they said, no, we are not going to remove our complaint and take down the listings. We're like, we already took down the listings. They've been down. Like, actually, we didn't take down the listings. We changed the listings so that they didn't include that keyword anymore, right? That copyrighted word. Well, it was all fine for several months. And then all of a sudden, one day, our shop was just shut down. And that was it. There was no negotiating, nothing. And so I still teach people how to sell on Etsy, but I think your best route is to have your own website, set it up here, and get your own domain name and be independent of Etsy. That is my 2 cents worth. You're not going to pay the fees. And it's just all around better. And the better option to me is Pinterest, because it's a marketplace just like Etsy is. And you can list everything for free. Everything. And if you're pinning consistently and if you're adding value, people start following you, your things start being seen, then people are going to shop from you. I know several people who have grown multi-six-figure businesses simply by using Pinterest. It's my number one go-to as far as all-inclusive, where you can put your products up for sale. Even if you're creating t-shirts over on what's it called, Redbubble, and you don't even have your own separate website, you can still pin a t-shirt you designed on Redbubble over on Pinterest. Like, it doesn't even have to have its own independent website. So it's multifaceted. So what is marketing, and what are you marketing? I should also add that. What is marketing and what are you marketing? Who are you marketing to? Make sure you niche down. Number 3, where are you marketing? And number 4, how do you market? Okay. How do you market? So we're going to dive into paid ads first. And I don't do paid ads. I've told you guys this 1,000 times, but I'm going to explain to you how to do paid ads. If I were doing paid ads, this is what I would do. First of all, I would say that you need to run test ads, which means spending a minimal amount of money and figuring out who your target audience is that interacts with your pins the most. And so if you're doing this, whether you're doing it on Pinterest or whether you're doing it on Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever, I'm saying like $5 a day for 5 days and target different audiences with the same ad and figure out, number 1, which platform gives you more interaction. You see more visits to your website from those, because then you know where you should put your money, right? And then also when you do a split ad, then it allows you to figure out which audience is more attracted to your product. So if I was doing a Facebook ad, which is the only one that I'm super familiar with because I did run a couple of Facebook ads way back, and I did one Pinterest ad a while ago just as a test run, which went horribly wrong. Didn't go well at all. Like, it was a waste of my money, but which is, has been the case for most of my paid ads. I do know people who run paid ads and it is well worth it for them. I think the reason I stay away from it is because I try to help people get started for little to no money. And when you start running ads, that money adds up so quickly, so quickly. So maybe as your business grows, you might find it beneficial to run some paid ads, but I recommend starting free first. But that's my 2 cents. So paid ads. So you know, when I say you do a split, then let's say you're selling a journal with a cow cover. All right, it's a cute journal. It's blank inside, and you're selling it. So you could run one set of ads to, you know, people who, I don't know. I'm trying to think of who would like cows, like farmers' wives. I don't know. Maybe organic farmers. Maybe it's just, you know, I don't know. Maybe I should pick something different to help you know what to target. Okay, well, you know what? I'll break down what my target audience is. So my target audience, I know my target audience is stay-at-home moms. I niched down my focus very early on, and it's not to say that I don't reach a ton of other clientele, because I do. But I think there's an appreciation when you know who your audience is, you still attract other people, if that makes sense, hopefully. So if I was targeting a journal for that was kind of designed for stay-at-home moms, I could do an ad that is for stay-at-home moms of toddlers, or I could do then another one for moms who are looking for work from home opportunities. So and Facebook and Pinterest and all of them kind of help you figure out those targets. So, you know, or I could do 2 completely different target audiences. Like I could do single women in their 30s and 40s. I could do moms in their, you know, 20s and 30s. Like, you know, you can choose your age group. So do a split based on what it is that you're selling and figuring out 2 different groups of people that you want to get the product in front of. That's the main point of the split ad. Spend, you know, $5 a day for 3 days or 5 days into those 2 audiences and run them, and then look at the analytics from that and figure out who's clicking, who's seeing it, who's clicking on it, who's making purchases. Maybe no purchases are made, but maybe one of them gets 50 clicks and one of them gets 10. Well, you know that the one that got 50 clicks, that's your audience, okay? And you can do another split from that audience even and narrow it down further. But running splits helps you to figure out, you know, which ads work and which platforms work best for your product, and which audience you need to target, okay? So that is, you know, with the paid ads. And then once you've figured that out, then you can put more money into the ads that work. So, you know, you do have to decide when you're running an ad, not just your audience, but what the purpose of the ad is. So do you want more website visits? You know, maybe you don't have a physical product you're selling. Maybe it's a service. You know, who knows? But maybe you're trying to just drive people to your website. Maybe you're trying to drive people to your YouTube channel. So I do that with my TikTok channel. I drive people to my YouTube channel. It's how I've grown this YouTube channel from like 7 followers to, you know, we're closing in on 700 followers in the last few months. And I would love to see it grow faster, but there's only so much content I can create and put out there. I've started doing shorts, which has really helped grow my audience more on here. So I definitely recommend doing that. That's a freebie. But, you know, what is the purpose of your ad? Do you want more website visits? Do you want more subscribers? Do you want like there to be like, well, I say subscribers to YouTube. Subscribers to your newsletter. Do you have a pop-up where they're going to pop in their email and subscribe to your newsletter? Or do you want more purchases? Do you want people going and purchasing? Like, what is the purpose of the ad? Because if you don't know the purpose of the ad, then it's going to be really hard to target who it is that you're targeting. So, you know, if I was running ads for my YouTube channel, then obviously the whole point is to get more subscribers, because ultimately the subscriber count is what enables me to be monetized on YouTube, right? If I'm wanting more purchases from my website, then I'm going to target people that want to purchase, you know, boba lip glosses. You know, that's my daughter's business, but she does boba lip glosses. So I'm going to target college age girls and even younger girls, like on TikTok, make kid-friendly videos and those types of things. I'm going to target people who will be interested in boba tea and anything boba related. So you have to know the purpose of your ads. So know who your audience is and do some split tests. Know what the purpose of those ads is. And then once you've kind of figured out which ones work, then you can run larger scale ads based on those results. And so when you run paid ads, you will have the option to add a Google tag pixel or ID, a Google Analytics ID, a pixel for Pinterest, a Facebook one. You can add those in there so that when you run those ads, it knows, hey, this click came from Pinterest, this click came from Google, this click came from Facebook. And so when you go into running ads, make sure you add all of those things in there so that when you look at your analytics, you know not just which ad got the most clicks, but where it got the most clicks from. So that is paid ads. So now let's go to free marketing, which is my favorite. Free marketing. Really the key to free marketing is, all of these things that we've already talked about is, knowing who your audience is and knowing what it is that they want and, those types of things. But with free marketing, there's just a few things you have to know. And that is you need to be consistent. Where with a paid ad, you can get it set up and not think about it for a few days, right? I mean, obviously you're going to check your analytics and see what's happening with it, but with the paid ad, you're going to get it set up and it's just going to go. With free marketing, it does take a lot more effort on your part because it is free, which means that if you want your content to get to the right people, number one, you've got to be consistent. Number two, you need to be adding value. And that's not saying, go buy this. That's not that. Adding value means, I focus on training people on how to earn passive income. So I'm constantly giving free tidbits on TikTok, on Pinterest, on YouTube Shorts, on passive income ideas. Things that we've done to make $10,000 a month on Etsy, those types of things. So I'm consistent, I'm adding value, and I'm constantly reminding people, subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, it's completely free for you to subscribe, and it helps me because eventually YouTube will pay me for this channel because it will be monetized, right? In my TikTok videos, I'm constantly reminding people, the link is in my bio. Check out the link in my bio. Pinterest, in the comments, in the idea pins, everywhere in the notes, I'm always linking back to my YouTube channel, or if it's for my products, to my website to go purchase the products. I'm always linking back. Okay. So I am reminding people, hey, go here, do this, go here, because people don't think about it. They're just scrolling. They're not thinking about, any of that. So add value, remind people to click the link in your bio, have a freebie to give away. So I have a free ebook that I give away to people. And it's just on 10 steps to finding a life you love. Or maybe it's 5 steps. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I actually wrote the book. I'm actually creating a new one now on 10 days to a passive income, 10 days to passive income, basically. I haven't decided on the title exactly yet, but it's going to be a freebie. Completely free for people to go in, download, and get started doing what they love. And when you're adding value that way, people come back to you and they watch your videos and, those types of things. Obviously, I'm talking about what I have, but even if you are selling products, have freebies, have discounts, have things that are going to pull people in and make them want to purchase today versus waiting a week. This week only, get this when you purchase this. Like, create those freebies, create that sense of urgency, and then just repurpose everything. Like, if I did not repurpose my content, I would literally sit here day in, day out, every single day recording content. But when I create a video like this, I will take little excerpts from it and create shorts. I will take excerpts and create a pin on Pinterest. I can link back to this on Pinterest. I can link back to this on Instagram. When I create TikTok videos, I reuse them for Pinterest, idea pins, for shorts, for reels on Instagram. Like, I repurpose everything. So That way you're not consumed all day, every day. And I have a calendar, it's over there, and I have a calendar set out where I mark out, okay, this is a recording day. I'm going to record here and I'm going to record here. And then all the other days, I'm either designing or making sure my scheduling is set or working with clients or whatever I'm doing. That way I'm not recording every single day. So I just have a bunch of drafts. I batch drafts in my content calendar and in TikTok and all those places and get them ready so that I can schedule them and get them ready to post, and not be constantly thinking about, ooh, what am I going to record today? What can I throw out there right now? So free marketing is, in my mind, just the way to go because it doesn't cost you anything. It does take a little bit more work consistently, obviously, but in the long run, it's how we have built everything we've done. We have never used paid ads other than a couple of trial runs, just basically to give you guys an idea of how it works. So we did do that. But other than that, we haven't actually done it to grow our businesses. We've done it all through TikTok, Pinterest, etc. So, all right. So what is marketing and what are you marketing? Who are you marketing to? Where are you marketing? How do you market, paid or free? And fifth, when do you market? So knowing when to market kind of goes into knowing how to look at your analytics on whatever platform you choose. Because just about every analytics that I have for every platform that we use, it will tell me when my followers, when my customers, when my people are most active. So on TikTok, I can look at the analytics and see that 9 p.m. is when most of my followers are online. On YouTube, I can go in and look at real-time analytics for the last 2 days and see when the peaks are of when people are watching my videos. And you can go more in depth into that, obviously, and correlate that with when you post a video and how much interaction you get with it and those types of things. You can get really in depth with that, but know when your audience is online, because if you post something and only 1/4 of your audience is there, it's not going to get that immediate traction. And the way that these social media platforms work is if it doesn't get immediate traction, it does not get pushed out there as much as something else might. Okay. The second thing in when do you market is know how far in advance to market for a holiday, for instance. So if you're marketing for Christmas, you do not start marketing at the end of November for Christmas. No. That's a September. And if you're marketing in September, guess what? That means that right now, March and April, you're already thinking about what products you're going to be marketing for Christmas. You know how when you go to the Hobby Lobby and the craft stores and stuff, how they're a season or two ahead of everyone else? It's because the people are going and they're getting their products to make for that season so that they can sell them. And that is why, that's why you operate a couple of seasons ahead. So, you should already be working on your fall stuff. And right after that, the Christmas stuff. You need to already be working on that. Right now is not the time to be starting to work on your spring launch, your Easter products. That ship has sailed. Just go on past it and move to the next thing. If you haven't started marketing, if you haven't started creating, now if you've already got it created, you could go ahead and market and be okay. But if you haven't even started creating or thinking of what you might sell for Easter, just skip on over that. Go to the next, go to the 4th of July, because you need to get way ahead of the game. So as far as the when you market, you have to know when, as far as when you're putting out your ads, when you're putting out your free marketing on the social media platforms, when your audience is there, but then also timeline wise, when should you start marketing for a holiday or something like that. So that is my marketing breakdown. I don't know what else I could possibly tell you about marketing, because this is what we have done. Specifically, we have figured out, obviously what marketing is. So marketing is getting your product, your services in front of an audience, and, obviously what you are marketing. And then second, who you're marketing to, who is your audience? Are you niched down enough to know who your audience is? And if you aren't, niche it down, figure out who your audience is. Where are you going to market? So are you going to market on Pinterest, TikTok, Google, other social medias? You're going to rely solely on Etsy? Where are you going to market at? Number 4, how do you market? How are you going to get the information out there? Are you going to do paid ads or are you going to do free marketing? Number 5, when do you market? So what, who, where, how, and when? Those are the 5 questions. I hope I've answered them for you clearly enough. If not, comment below and I will try to be more specific, but that is that. The only other thing I would say is if you still feel completely clueless about how to market or anything like that, go on Fiverr, fiverr.com, and search for marketing and find someone who specializes in growing small businesses, growing their reach. There are people out there that do this. And so if you still feel lost, that is my recommendation to you. Because if this basic stuff just still completely confuses you, and you can't like pause and break each step down, then that's my best option for you, is to pay somebody that can prove and show you that they know what they're doing to grow your business for you. You're going to pay a pretty penny for it. But you should see a good return on your investment. So if you have some money to invest, it's definitely a great option to hire somebody to market for you, because they can take a look at your website and say, oh, at first glance, I can tell you right now, you need to change X, Y, and Z. This is not appealing to a customer. And then you can go, they'll go in further and they'll help you walk through these very steps that I just told you. What is it that you're trying to get across? What are you trying to sell? Who are you trying to sell to? All that stuff. Okay. So hope that helps. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Let me know what else you guys want to see on this channel in the comments below. It does help the algorithms when you guys comment, even if it's just, hey, thanks for the video. I appreciate it. You guys have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon.